What if I told you that there's a feature baked right into your brain that's designed to keep you calm, but in a crisis, it could actually put you in serious danger? It's this hidden force that makes us look at clear warning signs and just ignore them. So today, we're going to dig into what it is and, more importantly, how to fight it.
Just, think about your days so far. Chances are it felt pretty, well, normal. Your morning coffee tasted the same, the sounds outside were familiar. There's this deep comfort in that feeling, right? A quiet little reassurance that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be.
And yeah, our senses usually back this up. We look around and the world just kind of confirms what we already expect. It's this constant feedback loop of, yep, still normal, that builds our entire sense of safety and predictability. Well, here's the catch. Our feeling that everything is fine and the actual reality of a situation can be two completely different things. See, danger doesn't always announce itself with flashing lights and sirens. Sometimes it just whispers. And our brain is hardwired to prefer the comfortable hum of normal, even when that whisper is telling us something is deeply, deeply wrong.
Oh, you know the one. That little voice in your head that dismisses an unusual sound or a weird news report or a strange text. It's that voice that says, don't worry about it. It's probably nothing. This feeling, this is the very heart of what we're talking about today.
All right, so this probably nothing feeling, it actually has a name. Psychologists call it normalcy bias. It's a very specific mental shortcut our brain loves to take. And just understanding what it is the first huge step to getting past it.
To put it simply, it's our brain's default setting. It just assumes that tomorrow is going to be pretty much like today. It's this powerful tendency to underestimate the real possibility of disaster. And it's what makes our first instinct, when faced with a brand new threat, to, well, do absolutely nothing.
So let's look at a classic example. A warning sign pops up. Maybe it's a strange weather alert you've never seen before. Your brain immediately starts flipping through its files, searching for a similar event. And it comes up with nothing, a total blank. So you think, well, this has never happened before, and that lack of precedent becomes a reason to stay put, not a reason for caution. It's wild.
Or think about how this plays out in a real emergency. When a fire alarm goes off in a building, what's the first thing most people do? They don't run. Nope. They look around, they check to see what other people are doing, and they just assume it's another drill. That hesitation, that search for confirmation, that is normalcy bias in action, and it wastes critical life-saving seconds.
And hey, this isn't just about big, dramatic disasters. It happens in our personal and professional lives all the time. A small debt that starts to grow, a minor health issue you keep putting off, a little disagreement at work that starts to fester. Each individual step feels so tiny and manageable, so we completely ignore the overall trend. Normalcy bias lets the problem grow quietly in the background until, bam, it's a full-blown crisis.
So, why on earth do our brains do this? Is it some kind of flaw? Well, not exactly. It's actually more of a feature. It's like an energy-saving mode for our minds. Let's break down that internal conflict.
Look at the choice your brain faces. On one path, you've got routine. It's easy, it conserves mental energy, and it feels safe. That's the brain's default, its happy place. On the other path, you've got disruption. Reacting to that requires a massive amount of effort. It floods your system with stress, it forces you to think in new, difficult ways. Given the choice, the brain will almost always take the path of least resistance. It will default to normalcy.
But here is the thing. That path of least resistance, that comfortable path, can lead us directly into danger. This mental comfort zone has a very real and sometimes a very, very high cost.
So here's the bottom line. Normalcy bias makes us hit the snooze button on danger. Every moment we delay action, the potential for harm just gets bigger. It can turn a small, manageable problem into an absolute nightmare. And worst of all, it whispers, "You're safe," at the exact moment we need to be the most alert.
Okay, so we know the problem, and we know why it happens. But the good news is, we are not stuck with it. We can actively train our brains to see more clearly. So let's build a practical toolkit to do just that. Here are 4 steps to fight back. First, take warnings seriously. Just because something has never happened before doesn't mean it won't. Treat new information with respect. Second, run what-if scenarios. Actually take a minute to think through a worst-case scenario. This kind of mental rehearsal dramatically reduces the shock if it ever happens. Third, and this is a big one, trust the signals, not your feeling of comfort. That alarm is a hard piece of data. Your feeling of calm is just a bias. Trust the data. And finally,
Act early. A small action now is almost always cheaper and way more effective than a massive reaction later.
This all brings us to a crucial, final idea. We build our world around this expectation that things will stay stable. But the truth is, reality isn't obligated to remain familiar. That's just our expectation, not a guarantee from the universe.
So I'll leave you with this question. As you go about your day, your week, your life, think about the things you just take for granted. What assumptions are you making based purely on the comfort of familiarity? What part of your normal might just be worth a second look?